Go. Oh!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Comic Shop Does a Podcast with me, Aaron Z. Lee.
Lost in space and time,
Oh,
Aaron.
yeah, that too.
On a mission we were never meant to return from.
We have returned.
We have returned from the horrible secrets of space. We are the Comic Shop. We're going to do this one more time, too, I think, because we've
Yeah.
got the double intro today.
Double intro.
Double.
It's so nice we do it twice.
Heyo. Yeah, look at the zits are extra zitty today. Oh,
I need a haircut. I need to
We're
I need
here
a
with,
haircut and
we're here
shave
with
as well.
I'm Evan Coy Sadsack, Aaron Z. Lee.
I don't in person. I'm like 10 feet shorter than Michael Phelps, but I do enjoy swimming. That's been a bright spot in my life. over the
You
summer.
don't do the pot though.
Ooh. And we're here with
And then
special
camera.
guest Martin Keating. Oh, and that logo is right in your face. Let me adjust the camera.
It looks great. That's his mask. He's Comic Shop Man. Oh, man.
I'm still not on Facebook Live yet.
There we go. Just a little bit to the
This should be the whole show.
Let's adjust the camera.
Put a transparent graphic on there and just have it like just float around Martin's head for a whole segment of the
It's
show.
still kind of in Martin's head, but at least you can see him.
Well, it's the same color as his hat, so that works out.
Is it showing up yet, Martin?
No, I got Aaron flipping off the camera,
As I do.
so I just need to do this.
Yeah, I think move over a little bit.
Man, it feels good to be found.
I don't
after
want to
10,000
crowd you out
years.
too much, Michael.
No, we don't know where Michael is right now. He's lost. He is lost in space and time.
Yep.
For the second time appearance in a row.
Will
Yeah.
he ever
Oh, I
return?
keep hitting the wrong
look
buttons
at that
today.
computer.
I'm rusty. We didn't
Look
do
at that.
anything last week. I forget
that
what buttons I'm
beautiful
supposed to
computer.
hit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I started playing a video game.
This has been the Comic Shop. Does it? What video game are you playing? Are you really playing a video game?
I really am. Yeah, I watched. I really got into the new Twisted Metal TV show. It's on Peacock.
Which you mentioned, and now it's been hitting my ads and things. So
Well, that's
Good
what
job.
I do. So you're in my algorithm circle. So whatever I say affects what you see in your feed. But I thought the show is not going to win an Emmy or anything, but it's a lot of fun, and it kind of builds on the mythos of the games, which I always thought had pretty decent stories, kind of like Monkey Paw type stories. You know what I mean?
What's a monkey paw story? I kind of know what that is.
Is that it's not like a gift of the Magi. It's like where somebody makes a wish and then they get their wish, but their wish is also their undoing because there's a twist of words. So that's kind of built into the games.
Who wrote the original monkey paw story? Was that like an Edgar
it was
Allan
Donkey
Poe?
Kong, I think.
Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong. Okay.
I don't remember Donkey Kong being a very prolific artist.
But
Oh
but
goodness!
Twisted Metal 2, man. There's a guy in there named Axel. He's got his arms with these giant tires. That's my guy. I've been playing a lot
Who's
of
your Twisted Metal
2.
2 character, Martin?
None.
None, zero.
Really?
Uh,
I've been enjoying it because you can just type in play Twisted Metal free online and play it right in your browser.
is that legal? You may be declaring that you're doing something illegal on the stream. Just so
I'm
you
not
know.
doing that then.
Very good. Cecilia says, I'm going to ransack the store. Your wife says, hey, boys, Cecilia says, I have the keys to your cash drawer. This is true. And then T-Dog 62008, the baby Punisher won't let you. LOL.
The Baby Punisher?
The baby
So what you're saying
Punisher.
is that nobody is doing Facebook, and I should switch over to.
Is there a Baby Punisher?
Ah.
Is that who the new Punisher is? I saw some marketing.
Who
for
is
a
the new Punisher? The new Punisher's agent of
Oh yeah, so there's something.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
Okay.
something? I don't know. Punisher. He's
it's
one
not
of those.
Black Widow.
yeah. I'm thinking about offloading my old Garth Ennis Punisher books because I haven't really thought about them in a long
keep
time. Loved them
talking
in high
about doing
school.
it.
Huh?
You keep talking about doing that. Maybe you should donate it to somebody.
Well, we'll get into that. We're
Oh
not.
boy, yeah. I don't know how much I want to tell about that story. I did something weird and probably inappropriate today, but somebody was trying to take advantage of whatever. Somebody was trying to take advantage of someone else's goodwill, and I don't know. I had to yell at somebody. I don't like to yell at people, but I
either.
do. I feel like I told Martin every 5 years I need to yell at somebody.
Oh, I wish I could
Usually
go
he
5
says
years
that while
without
he's yelling at
somebody.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't yelled at you in a while.
Yeah, but there's been some good things coming out this week. I brought
Oh,
along.
that's
I don't
chocolatey.
know if we'll get into it, but I brought along some stuff I got from the Cartoonist Kayfabe Ringside Seats swap group, which is a fun
All
little
right,
group.
we used the word once. That's the limit.
Oh, is that the limit? Mm-hmm. Some good people on there selling stuff. There was a little bit of controversy on there. Somebody was selling books and got payment, but then never sent the books. But I think it was just one or two people. So maybe the group's kind of cooled off since then. I've been trying to sell some other stuff, and things aren't really moving like they used to. Or maybe just a late summer thing. People are just doing
Thought
other
these were
stuff.
nuts.
What are you
not.
eating?
Just
Are they raisins?
Sea salt, caramel, milk chocolate, globs.
Balls?
Yeah.
Oops, only globs.
Are they salty, chocolate salty balls?
They are.
You should put them in your
Wow.
mouth and. All right.
Well, there are 2 of them, so. Well, my mouth is full now. with
Look
the
at that!
salty
All the
balls.
balls in Martin's mouth.
I did bring some stuff I got from a Kickstarter. That's a book that's coming out now through Diamond. I think a Shaky Kane book.
Boo,
You could look at
Diamond.
that. Well,
You want to? Well, let's take a look at either
You want me to pull that up?
kayfabe stuff or the.
Nah, you said it. You can't say the word again. Gotta go do a lap around the building.
pull this up.
Oh, this is the Shaky Kane one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Shaky Kane book. This is coming out right now. It was a Kickstarter first. And let me show you these variant covers. I think these are variant covers. You could also get them as prints. You know who did that top one there?
Who?
Night Hunters, Space
yes,
Riders.
Yes.
Alexis Surratt.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorite guys doing stuff right now. I paid him for some artwork. He's a busy guy. He's a busy guy. I'll give him some space.
You claiming he ripped you off?
No, I'm not. I'm not claiming that. But
Who ripped you off?
Shaky Kane.
oh my gosh, no, not
Wow.
Shaky Kane.
That guy's a jerk.
No,
Cancel
nobody's ripped
him.
me off.
No,
I'm
we like
willing.
Shaky
I'm willing.
Kane.
I'm willing
Yes.
to be patient, even if it takes a year, a couple of years. I know some people are busy. As long as I get it.
Who did
yeah.
that cover?
You know, I don't.
He's
I
doing
don't
that
remember
weird
off-
book, right?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Weird work.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't remember who did
When
this
you
one.
said weird book, I literally was like, well, what is that supposed to mean? Weird? No, weird work.
It's
You're
got weird
right.
in the title, yeah.
Yeah, these are some great looking covers, and of course, Shaky Kane's great. Krent Abel, he did a split book with Shaky Kane recently. I really like his work.
So this is actually coming out now.
Yes.
In stores, but you have the
Mike Allred, baby.
you have the Kickstarted version of this book.
Yes. Yep. And I think I've got all 3. Or I might have bought this twice because that's what happens with Kickstarter. Is like I can't remember what I got, so then I'm like, I'm
I
gonna
think
need the back
Kickstarter would
issues
let you
too.
know about that.
Yeah. Here, issues 1 and 2. I think only issue 1 is out on the stands right now.
Oh yeah, we went through this. This is a great book. It's
Two
just
is
Very
out-
outrageous.
I think 2 is this week coming out.
this week
upcoming
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great design on this thing. Just such a great looking book. Like they're
Who's-
doing it right. The
Who's
design,
publishing that?
well, it says Burnt Barn. I think it's Image. I think
Okay.
Image
Is it Image?
republishing it? Because I think that might be their little publishing house,
Mm-hmm.
and then Image picked it up. Because Image has published a ton of Shaky Kane stuff, I believe. I think they did Bulletproof Coffin and
Mm-hmm.
the Beef. I think Image was the one that
Did
worked
did
with them.
Image do the beef? They might have done the beef.
I think they did. I don't.
I mean, I know Shaky Kane did the beef.
I don't.
That's a great book too.
It's such an outrageous book, but so entertaining. Like once you start reading that, you can't put it down. That's one of the books I would cite as you could only do that in comics. Like that couldn't be any other.
Yeah, I don't know how you would adapt that to any other medium. You're right.
But that's a good looking book that's out right now.
Nope.
Do you want me to?
Did you lock the door? No. Can you lock the door?
I can vamp for some more time with some of these other picks.
Yeah.
Here, so this is. I'm not going to put my address or the gentleman who sold me these books, but I basically got this for this. I wanted this cover because it's by Steve Mannion, who does Fearless Dawn, and I really like his artwork. It's also a monster
Isn't
holding
he
a
Trump's
lady.
friend?
Who? Steve Mannion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose friend?
Trump's.
Well, I don't know if Steve
N-
Mannion and
no.
Trump are friends anymore.
You're confusing the name.
I don't think I
But
am.
this is a monster holding a lady
very
in a
smart.
spacesuit, and I like
SMRT.
that aesthetic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's-
we've talked about this before. I like that like retro futuristic big bubble helmet space. I feel like I have a story I want to try to figure out at some
Yeah.
point in time that kind of touches on those weird
the inside is not
again retro future space.
The inside is not
whatevers.
as good, but I'm going to try and collect all 3 of these for the cover at some point. But I'm not going to spend like a fortune. Like that's just not as exciting on the inside. Kind of your standard.
Was this published recently?
No, this is from 2010, I think.
Okay, it looks newer for some reason.
13 years
2010.
old.
Oh
Man,
my
that's
God.
crazy.
Well, here's what happens: is stuff gets published 10 years ago, and I look through things, and I'm like, "Ooh, that looks interesting. When did that come out? Oh, 10 years ago." Because there's just so much stuff being published. And this is an Eclipse book. I thought this looked interesting because it's one of those early sci-fi flipped manga from Eclipse, and I really wanted to see the different halftones
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
nice.
and all
Dude,
these sound effects.
Yeah.
This is just a really interesting.
Hold that up so Martin can see. Martin.
Oh, I got tuned back in.
Yeah, no. I
That's
think
actiony.
I think I've complained about this. That there's not enough like good sound effects anymore. I know this is a good sound effect right now after you. But sound effects in comics, although the lettering
give
I
this
think
lady
has
what she
gotten
wants.
better in terms of traditional lettering, the nice handwritten sound effects have kind of gone to the wayside. You just don't see that as much anymore.
Well, you see it with some people, but it's not like it's the upper echelon who still does that. Wayne Truman on graphics and lettering for this, but just so much action going on in this. Thank you.
Your wife likes the ASMR, so we're gonna do that.
Perfect. There's a lot of textures, a lot of motion lines and things like that. Just good storyline, good action, or good storytelling, good action.
Jonathan Ashline.
here.
LMAO. What was that sound? We don't know.
Just sounds. It's also got that good comic book smell. Oh,
The smell
yeah.
of comics.
Oh yeah, it's the good stuff. But Xenon, Heavy Metal Warrior. I hadn't
Princess?
really seen that before, and it was a $1 book,
That
so
Lucy
I
Lawless?
just threw it in there.
Yeah, Xenon. I don't know. I lost it.
Heavy Metal Warrior. Marvel Comics presents Wolverine. I actually.
Oh, New Warriors. You can
speak-
show Martin your New Warriors.
Speaking of Warriors, I got New Warriors number 25.
Hey, give me that.
Okay.
That's mine. You gave me all the new.
No, I brought it along. I got it to give to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Too
Toss
far?
it. You can toss it.
Okay. There we go. All right. Because it was
High drama.
it was in
Collapse
a
the
$1 thing. But then there's this other thing, Don McGregor and Gene Colan,
Die cut cover. Yes.
Ragamuffins. What's this? Oh, he taped a little thing on the back. I don't know what that is.
Did you open this up?
No.
Okay, you might not want to get rid of it
Why is that?
because it's got your color.
Ooh,
All
that
on the
pink is
inside cover.
nice. That must be like what, 1993, 94?
I'm gonna go 94.
I'm gonna go 93.
Because that color was everywhere in 93.
92.
92.
Wow, really?
July 92.
They got on the pink color.
What's the ad on
early.
the back?
That is Fleer.
Yeah, it's kinda
Okay, not a net. Yeah, I
boring.
thought.
Not a strong memory one.
I did finish up some fake ads for Wesley.
Wait,
But
wait, wait.
looks like this is Gene Colan art that went right to colors from the pencils. That's kind of
Very
fun.
pretty.
Yeah. I'm a big Gene Colan fan.
I'm a fan of any colon.
Gene the Dean Colan. Gotta keep it clean. Yeah, it's a fun looking book. I had to pick
If
it up.
Michael Callie was here right now, he could give us an update on Phil's polyps. So that was
God.
related.
Oh man, was that the conversation?
That was the
today?
conversation today. Yep.
What's growing in my rear end?
Phil's
excellent.
Welcome
And
to
then you
Phil's
hear,
Polyps,
"Wanna
the
see?"
podcast.
Yeah, we wanna- I had them save a couple.
Oh God.
They taste terrible.
I've got another notable book here. This is
They don't. They taste pretty good.
Deathlock versus Sleepwalker. I haven't even actually opened this up yet. But two of the best '90s characters, in my opinion. Eventually, I'm going to do fan art, and it's going to be Sleepwalker. It's going to be Deathlock, Terror Inc.,
Huh?
and Black Cat.
Oh,
Brett Blevins on the artwork in this. Yeah. There's my guy.
Michael
Love that.
Collins.
Michael Collins Deathlock. There is no other Deathlock.
He's a really good singer.
Michael Collins.
Yeah.
You mean Phil Collins?
no, he's a
No.
drummer.
Yeah.
You can only do one. Oh, you remember this ad?
Walden Books. Remember Walden Books?
Yeah. I
Isn't
like
8 Ball great?
eight ball?
8 Ball.
I like 8 Ball. What are we talking about?
Cocaine. Wow, this is a fun book.
Yeah. There's some cool
The
stuff
villain in
going on
your
here.
in the one book, I'm guessing, has appeared in there.
You know, well, there's some famous quote that is some Marvel
like these.
editors said that
He loves cocaine.
that
Yeah, I remember that.
That
quote.
Sleepwalker is Sandman done right.
Oof.
I'd say yes.
Well, you hate Sandman though, right?
I hate Neil Gaiman.
Okay, all right.
He's
Think
done
of blow himself.
He's done a couple of things. He has done some morally ambiguous things in his personal life, but who knows? And the final one,
Oh, we don't need to see RoboCop.
we don't need to see RoboCop. Look, extinct or alive, you're coming with me.
And he's fighting a dinosaur.
Oh,
the
come on.
dinosaurs of Detroit.
Multiple dinosaurs. Oh wow, that's fun.
Wow. the high level.
Is that Teresa? Is that Teresa
No,
messaging you saying stop
No.
it, stop it now?
no, it's another member of my family that has no idea what my weekly schedule is like and what I'm doing at different times.
Who is it? Let's shame them.
No.
Come on.
Yeah, the interior of this isn't going to be great, but man, RoboCop with the dinosaur, what more could you want?
I mean, robots and dinosaurs. I feel like that was every drawing that I did when I was 5 and 6 years old. It's like, how can you combine?
That's a great looking profile right there.
Didn't you just do a dinosaur picture for, like maybe riding on a shark or something?
Oh,
was that
for
for
Rice, I did
you're still
a
doing that?
dinosaur riding on a shark. I don't think I put guns in that one though.
No.
But
Well-
there is. I do have a great drawing that I did when I was like 4 or 5 years old of two dudes with like machine guns riding a dinosaur, and it's very primitive, but like I just love it so much. And that comes back every once in a while where I try to recreate that. I don't know.
Yeah, that was my latest purchase from the group. I've kind of cooled off on a bunch of that. 'Cause just because I have so much to read and get through, and I've been working really hard on something.
Yeah.
But I
do you
don't-
want to talk about that, or we want to talk? Let's do Jonathan Ashline.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do Jonathan Ashline. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. So we've got his new book that's in this week. My Fight for Balance on recovery, healing, and growth. Wow.
Growth like polyps.
Growth like polyps, right in your. So Aaron and I have some art in this book again. It's part of a series of books. It started with My Pocket of Fears, My Silent Cacophony, and finally My Fight for Balance. So we're
With my powers combined.
I do have a Fast Food Grievances
Oh, okay.
author edition.
yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, I sponsored this Jonathan Ashline fellow, and am getting the hardcover. I believe it's all three of
Yes.
the, and on it is another eyeball cover, which I think is just rude, wrong, and just not right. So cancel them. Cancel 'em.
Well, you don't have to pay.
I think I already did.
Sorry. He was saying that he wanted to try to combine all the artwork for the 3 covers on one hardcover cover. And
It looks pretty
just-
good.
Well, it wasn't working. So I guess he went back to
Oh.
is it Mikhail or Michael? I think it's Mikhail. And he ended up taking elements from each and
and-
working it in
yep.
together. Because initially, I think Jonathan was trying to do
Oh, actually do like a
like
salad.
do like,
oh, do
like
like
everything,
okay.
and I think it was just too busy from what it sounded like.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like me. Too busy.
so let's look through Jonathan's book real quick.
The new one?
The new one, no, not the old one.
Let's carefully look through the new one. Carefully look through the new one.
Oh no, there's some nudity in here. Let's put some nudity up.
It's subtle,
Really?
but it's there.
Well, it's
Subtle?
not, it's not
It's
that
not
subtle.
subtle.
It's like a baseball bat.
Oh, someone
There's
defaced
actually
it.
the art in this
Yeah.
book
Yeah.
is leaps and bounds better than the previous art. And I'm not saying that the previous art in these books were bad by any stretch, but I feel like Ryan Best, we met him
Yeah.
on the podcast. He's a comics artist. Like, boy, that's a really nice looking drawing right there. It's
he
just
is
so
really good.
expressive.
How he's not like working for the big 2 if he wants to. I'm not sure what his career goals are, but he could easily take over.
Oh, I think so. I
an-
think he's
any
got
book
that,
and kill it.
that modern comic style that I think you could work on a variety.
Yeah, if he,
Shout
if
out
he
to
was on a
Ryan
book-
Best from Buffalo. Buffalo.
Yeah, if he was doing a book, maybe he has done some books. Maybe I need to read some of his books. Great looking stuff. Not to
And again,
skip
this
one.
kind of follows the same format of his previous books. There's some poetry, short stories dealing with mental health, and we met Jennifer Murphy too, and she was an artist who had never drawn like people before. Like that's a great little page.
a nice texture in the hair with the looks like digital colors. Maybe I think that might be a digital piece.
It looks a little digital to me. Also, former wife of Savage Dragon, Jennifer Murphy. I made
Oh, wow.
I made that joke on the pod last time.
Yeah.
Was it funny then?
Some hack did this one.
I love Aaron. This is one of my favorite drawings you've done. I just, it's little. I wish
it
it
is
was
pretty little.
bigger. I wish it was a little
Oh,
bigger.
we're getting to bigger in a second. Don't worry.
That's a perfect lead in. Yeah,
It really
there's
is
a lot
great.
a lot of detail.
Just a lot of
I
drama.
usually don't like Aaron stuff, but I do like this.
Well, he's a little hacky, but he's our friend.
Oh, okay.
Is he?
Maybe. I think so. But
There's some nudity. I saw a boob.
Yeah, do we want I mean,
Let's
it's
do a boob for half a second.
okay.
All right, that's enough.
1001. Okay.
I'm not a fan of all of this smut that you're peddling, Evan.
Again, though, that was Jennifer Murphy's drawing again, and I'm very impressed that a year ago she said she'd never drawn a person, and I feel like she really did a great job with that.
It's almost like with art, if you spend time doing it, you get better.
Oh,
at it.
look, we throw some nudity on the screen, and in comes
Yep.
Michael Cowley.
I really like this one too. I don't know how to pronounce the name.
You can
but maybe I'll
sniff-
give it a shot and just don't judge me too bad. Is it Mene Menresa Badipo?
Golly, guys, I love the boobies.
I would say that.
But this is a great little
Yeah, it
piece here,
captures
too.
his likeness very well.
Yeah. I feel like the next one is going to be.
The eyes aren't evil enough.
Yeah, I think we're getting to. But
Yep,
okay.
it is. It is.
So anyway, Jonathan Dashline new book, My Fight for Balance, at the comic shop, $14.95. Support a local author. We love Jonathan. Very
No, you don't
creative.
wanna do
Oh,
that.
we'll do that.
yeah, we'll do
Another hacky artist did this one. That was me.
It's hammer time.
Triggered by Evander Holyfield Coy.
Evander Holyfield Coy. It's a good one. Yeah. So quite a bit of work here. Quite a bit of successful.
We're also not
Kickstarter
sponsored in
campaigns.
that picture. Not sponsoring anybody in that picture.
But yeah, all 3 books available at the comic shop, $14.95. Jonathan will have a hardcover eventually at some point. I'm not sure what date he said for that, but kind of wrapping up everything together.
Come
These are
on
great
down.
little pocketbooks, though. Like, throw them
One's
in your
a
purse,
fear.
throw them in your wallet, your pants pocket, rather.
And it's broken apart into
Fanny
readable
pack.
chunks. I know I always value that when I can just read a little chunk of something and then put it away and then get another little chunk.
We have a request to show the last image, please.
Is that the inappropriate one? Let me take a look. You keep going. I'm going to take a look at the last image.
So what do you want me to do now?
Now, does the last image tie into hardcover, or
Oh, well, let's do balanced. This
Oh,
is the,
okay,
this is
okay.
a nice one. It's Ryan Best as well.
Yeah, I love his stuff.
what you missed so far is nothing?
That's,
get it to focus
I was
there.
reading the chat to find out. I missed Lucas. Well, but he's probably still here.
The fight for balance. I think that's where everybody is.
Yeah, we're all just a bunch of weirdos on a quest to belong.
Not me.
No, you are too.
I'm not trying to belong.
No,
Well,
in
I'm-
a way you
I
are.
don't know if I'm trying to belong, but I'm looking for balance. But I don't know if that's possible.
Michael, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. I just spent some time catching up with a new old associate employee of the comic shop. I don't really.
None of those words make sense, Michael.
Yeah, I know they don't. So I was just dealing with that, and I'm joining everybody now on the Comic Shop Does a Podcast, where we're talking about what exactly?
That's
We don't know.
exactly
We
it.
have no
Okay.
topic today.
I have a Whitman book. We should look at that.
yeah,
Whitman?
Yeah.
Where'd that go? Is it over here?
I should have left it over on the.
Whitman?
I left it over on the table there.
Oh, here it is.
Jonah Hex.
Oh, Mark Jeweler book, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark Jeweler's book. My apologies.
So, do you know what a Mark Jeweler book is, Aaron?
This has come up inside things that people are talking about recently. I don't know if it's you guys, but
It's probably us.
Yeah.
I feel like the kayfabe people have also talked about.
We're filling up the
Mark Jeweler's ads?
$5 tip jar.
Do you want to explain what a Mark Jeweler book is, Martin? We've talked about this before, and I'm fascinated that this is the first one.
You want me to open this up?
So
yeah,
yeah,
you can open.
basically, more or less the I guess start of pandemic time when we started acquiring some collections, and I was doing a bunch of pricing. A lot of these books would have a secondary listing under Mark Jewelers, and what it is at a
Can you take the book and just tilt it upwards to the camera?
it's an
So
insert
we're gonna
that
see-
that Mark Jewelers
Can you see how
they
there's like a little line in the middle of the book?
they focused
Yes.
these
Can you
ads
see if we can get that on camera?
towards military bases and things. And so we figured that with
That
enough
might not
military
work.
bases around here, but that we should have seen them. And no, we haven't come across one yet.
So yeah,
Very prevalent.
military bases.
Yep.
There's a lot. So basically, it's an ad for jewelry and things like that. And they're aiming it at soldiers who are like, you're 18 years old and you want to get your wife an engagement ring.
Or if you want to buy yourself a nice
A
piece
cool-
of
yeah,
jewelry.
yeah.
There's some
Something unique that they can identify later.
Yes, that's a
sorry.
good one, Martin.
6 LPs for 99 cents.
But we did not come across them. I'm looking at hundreds and hundreds of comics over the last few years, and always thinking maybe this is something subtle you could miss, and it's not. And then I had posted something about Michael had found one in a book he bought a couple years ago.
Yes,
and
eBay.
and like Rick the Toy Guy.
The fact that Rick the Toy Guy
Never
and
have-
Clem had never seen this
them, yeah.
before, and they're like monster collectors, just tells you how rare this is.
So I don't know if maybe it was more West Coast military base or just didn't make it up here because.
I couldn't tell
We
you.
got a pretty big military
Go
base.
back to the
north
Mark
here.
Jewelers incident.
I
Well, we had
bought-
the Air Force Base, the Griffith Air Force
Oh,
Base,
yeah, that's
and
true.
stuff too at the
But
height of
it's
all
just
this.
interesting. Like read some of the descriptions of some of these things.
Capricorn, $180. 7 diamonds with Lind synthetic star sapphire. Red or blue, 14K gold. $15 twice monthly. 12 payments, $15 each. 6 months to pay.
The men's rings of distinction up top there.
Men's rings of distinction. Send no money. 15-day approval. 100% guarantee. Airmail service. No interest or extra charges.
Oh, I thought these were more military related
There
things.
is a page with some more military ones on there. I don't remember which page.
The
it
diamond
is, though.
trios. Oh yeah, over 25 years of military service. Send no money. 15-day guarantee. 100% guarantee. Airmail service. No interest or extra charges. The cash price and the deferred payment price are the same.
But it's interesting. It's such a thick insert, Martin.
Yeah,
it's
it
thick.
is. It's thick.
And I thought this was a multi-page insert, which is really it's just one. It's one page. I
Yeah.
mean, it's four pages, but it's one page inserted. But it's such a different weight and texture to the paper, and it's visible from the outside of the book. Like you can look at the top of the book and see that those inserts are in there, and I feel like that's really interesting. And again, I can't believe with all the comics that we've run across, the thousands and tens of thousands of comics that we've dealt with it, you know. How many comics has Rick seen in his life? 100,000 comics more?
He's very old.
Yes, he's very, very old. Clem isn't that old, but he's dealt with a zillion comics
Yeah.
too. And the fact that nobody's ever seen this before, this was a really cool find by Michael. So I appreciate him bringing that in
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
this is one of those white whales I think we've been chasing for a minute, and we've found it.
It's really nice of him to let us remove that from that book and put it into a more valuable book.
So we can increase the price.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Do
It-
people do that? People probably have done that before.
I don't know.
We should
To
try
make
that.
it a
What
hot
I
key.
can tell you is that is the only Mark Jewelers book I've seen that retails for like $5.
Yeah, everything else
it's
is-
the lowest of the low.
Which is funny.
It
yeah.
got Callied.
Of course,
did.
the one book that we would
Callywhacked.
So
You've got Callied.
I bought it because it has the same cover art as DC Showcases Jonah Hex Volume 1 that I purchased
It's a great
here
cover.
when I was very, well, not very young, but like 10.
You've got
I
Callied.
read that cover to cover hundreds of
Gallywhacked.
times, so I figured I would buy the cover art to go along with it. And apparently never thought to open the book in the probably 10 years I've had it at least. So that was a fun surprise when I was going through comics the other night.
Yeah, it's a good looking
Surprise!
book. Too. Great cover.
Oh
got some-
boy.
Cover's great. It's got some minor spine stress, but I don't remember how much I paid for that, but definitely I paid more than it's worth now because Jonah Hex as a character is probably not worth anything anymore unless it's a first appearance.
We
or
do have a
something
couple
like
people in the
that.
Facebook chat. The chat is still kind of weird for that now that we're trying to
Like
stream
people
them.
saying weird things in the chat. Like a lot of
Both,
strange
yes.
people in the chat.
No, yes.
The people in that Facebook chat.
I don't have any comments over there.
are
I
strange.
only see a comment from
is
Lucas,
what we're
who's
saying.
in both streams at the same time.
Yep,
Nice job,
yep.
Lucas, and one from Alex Dexter. Hi, Alex.
Yeah, I've got no comments.
All right.
I just have who's
Show me,
watching.
show me that stream.
Oh boy.
I've got 2 streams open at once right now.
Me too.
Wow.
Our bandwidth is.
He's just an island in the stream.
So do I tell my story from today, or is that obnoxious?
No, I think you should tell a version of the story, and we will throw in any details that we see fit.
And I'll just be quiet.
So
I'll just flip pages.
this is
That's what I'm here for.
This is an interesting one.
Best hands in the biz.
Yesterday. Yeah, dude, pull up some Wesley stuff. We'll look at some Wesley stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
How Oswego works, a new segment here on the comic shop.
Was buying a couple collections yesterday. Towards the end of the day, a woman comes in with about 40 to 50 books. Were you interested in buying these? Well, there's nothing of value here, but I'll give you
It was garbage. I don't know why anyone would originally have bought it.
$5 for it. Okay, fine.
Where'd you get these books?
Well, that's what I asked her. I said, "Where do these come from?" Because I thought it was kind of unusual. It just didn't fit the profile of. I've bought enough collections, and just didn't fit the profile of somebody that would have comics. Oh, I got them at a garage sale. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe she bought them for $2, trying to flip them for a couple more dollars. Whatever. I get it. She also had some novels with her that I realized later, and she leaves. Give her $5. Put the comics in the back room. Martin starts looking through them, and
There was
shows up.
there was a wizard in there, so I thought we like to keep
Okay.
the wizard magazines around here for torture you people on the podcast with them. Threw it off to the side. Other comics I put off to the side as well, and just stacked a couple other things on top of them. Aaron comes back and he's just like doop da doop da doo.
As I
And he's
do.
like, oh, that's a wizard. I put a wizard that exact same issue in the little little library.
Yep,
or,
little library.
The little shared library in the
park.
because he was just being a typical Aaron Lee and late to do Christmas in July for cartoonist.
Well, I was
And-
trying to find because a lot of the little lending libraries that are around closer to where I live are like jam packed with Danielle Steele and John Grisham books, and they're just
where
like
is that?
they're just like so full that you can't get anything in there. And so I found one that was relatively empty, and I was
I
like,
got a
"Oh,
tip
this is
for you
great."
later about that.
Okay.
So Aaron sees that, and the little gears slowly click in my head. I'm like, oh, was it with these books? And he saw the first couple comics on top and said no. I'm like, oh wait, those are from a different collection. And showed me the other ones, and there was this some garbage X-Men on top, and then there was a Romero book underneath that. And he's like, yeah, those were mine. So I came up. I went up to Evan, and we joke about how many times that he is bought old Arlene books, era books. He's slowly rebuying the old store stock. So I'm like, oh, well, now it's moved on to Aaron Lee books, too.
So Aaron, doing a nice thing, put some comics in a local lending library box in the
And I
park.
picked a bunch of Avengers books because
Yep.
kids would know what Avengers
Right,
is.
right.
A woman less than 24 hours later takes them out of that box, brings the comics to the store, and then sells them to me for $5, telling me that she got them at a garage sale, which makes me furious. Once I figured all this out, because
Yeah, he went to Evan Rage, which you don't see
I was a
often.
little scared because I was like,
you should be scared when I get mad.
When he reaches for the shotgun, you know it's serious.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
shotgun?
Get the store gun. No, there's no store gun.
There is, if you're thinking about stealing something.
So I'm furious that I'm gonna go find this woman and just berate her for lying to me and taking comics out of the box that Aaron put there so kids could
Stealing
have.
from children.
So I literally
in
left the store,
nature.
got in my car, drove around the city for 20 minutes, and kind of gave up because I'm like, all right, she's gone. I had security camera footage of her, and then I asked a few people who she might be, and I kind of figured out who she was and where she lived, and I didn't. Whatever.
Then Evan had the great idea
So-
of setting a trap.
So then I set a trap. That this morning I took the exact same comics that Aaron had put in the box, initially the lending library, and I put them back in the lending library to see if we could just recreate the exact same thing.
Which,
And-
what are the odds of it happening 3 hours later?
So 3 hours later, after I put the comics in the lending library, the same woman walks through the door with those comics, puts them down on the counter, and says, "I'll sell you these for $10."
Because she's going to a
Because
concert.
I'm going to a concert. And I said, "Can you tell me where you got these comics?" And she said, "Yes, I got them at a yard sale." To which I said, "I'm going to ask you one more time, and you can tell me truthfully where you got these comics." To which she said, "I got them at a yard sale." To which I then said several things that I'm not going to repeat on this podcast. And told her, I took the comics back from her and said, "These are the same comics you sold me yesterday. You're taking them out of the lending library. Those are for children and for people who want to read and share. They're not for you to." My language was a lot harsher than this. But these are not.
It's not as bad as he's making it out to be. but-
And then I stabbed her.
yeah.
Oh God.
No, I didn't stab
With
her.
the store gun, it was weird. I'm like, you could have just shot her. Evan.
why is
did
the
you
handle so
stab her?
sharp?
There's a bayonet on the store
It
gun.
is.
Yes.
That's how old.
But
the story
anyway,
is.
Oh,
I,
it makes
I
sense.
took-
Arlene brought it over with her on the
Okay, okay,
Mayflower.
okay.
Yeah.
I took
It's
the
all coming
comics
together.
from her, told her she's not welcome here anymore. To which she even, there was no apology or like
There was there was
no
zero
remorse. Like again, you're lying to me about where you got. these
everybody
books.
does this. It's what we're
Yeah,
supposed to do.
Her
with them.
comments were
yeah.
everybody does this. Blah blah blah. So I told her not to come back. So Aaron, we got you your comics back, and I think we're gonna try to find a different lending library to put them in because there's a reason why the lending library in the park isn't as full as
That's
the other
one.
lending libraries. Because that woman had novels with her too. So I imagine what she does is takes novels out of there too and is not reading them, but is instead trying to sell them at Thrifty Shopper or something like that.
Well,
so,
Thrifty
Not
Shopper
sponsored.
doesn't buy. 'Cause
Or
it's
what-
only
whatever,
donation.
try-
But you know,
s-
a
sell them-
bookstore or whatever.
Yeah,
It would
I don't
never
know.
stop a
Yeah.
determined woman like that. Trust
So,
When
Yeah.
she's got to get to that concert,
Yep.
she's gonna
A $10 concert in
Mhm.
August.
so I don't know. So that was my story of baiting the woman who stole Aaron's comics to come back to the store, and it took all of less than 4 hours in total.
Yeah.
So that's my
But you know what?
story.
There's one thing you can be glad about.
Hmm.
And that pile of books was not this book. Because usually everyone's trying to get rich off this book.
I think I might have 4 or 5 copies of that.
I'm up to almost every cover at this
Yeah.
point. I don't think I want to spend the $8 for the facsimile copy, though.
What?
Who knows?
What kind of comic fan are
No,
you?
it's $7.99 for that facsimile,
Isn't that
right?
insane? Yeah.
I just buy the same cover over and over again because it's usually super cheap.
Yeah, your Ollie's comic packs, your dollar bins, normally you can get a copy. If you're really lucky, a couple will walk in off the street, someone will want $50-$60 for it.
It's amazing when they walk on their own.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa.
It's like what?
They just walk in on their own. They're like,
What do they say?
I'm X-Men #1, written
I'm
by
worth
Chris
money.
Chris
Give me money
Claremont
from
and
me.
Jim Lee. It's fun. Yeah.
Was it the robot?
Yeah. So
So you changed you changed everything.
Everything. It's a brand new book.
not
If you
everything.
bought-
It really is.
If you've bought Wesley before, you got to buy it again if you want
Because
the
it's
actual
all
Wesley.
new. It's all new.
all new, all different. Wesley the Robot. Yeah.
The
So
George Lucas of independent comics.
Yes.
thank you.
No problem.
Poor man's local George Lucas.
George Lucas with a shopping cart.
Yes.
That's me.
Now this Wesley, is he a robot?
Yes.
Okay.
There was rumors that he changed it. It was actually going to be
It's actually-
a giant chicken.
Wesley the giant chicken.
Wesley the helmsman.
But you know, I've been giving you updates where it's like, oh, I got another page done. I got another page done. I got a spot illustration
Oh, I didn't notice
done.
that. I didn't hear.
I've been relettering the whole book.
Wait, what? Relettering?
You know, he
Yes.
redrew the whole book.
Not
Just
the whole
issue
book.
2. Just issue 2.
Just parts of issue 2. I
And
think it
3.
might have been 60%
Where'd this new logo
of issue
come
2.
from?
This is I combined it with some typefaces from Nate Picos and Blambot.
Ooh, that's actually interesting.
I like the logo.
I do.
Yeah, well,
But little of it I can see.
I didn't
It's
do it
very
on
small.
accident, right? So whenever there's a new typeface,
Wait,
that I
wait, wait,
find
wait,
that's,
wait.
that's for
You
public.
graphic designed something. You don't believe in that.
What do you mean?
Every sign and thing you make for anything you sell, it's always hand drawn rapidly. No, nothing nice and printed. And
I'm getting a comment that your mic is too low, so I just turned your mic up a little bit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well,
Hopefully,
I'm
hopefully
focusing
that's
on
better, Jason.
I'm focusing on making the product as good as it can be. The other supplemental advertising and display things.
oh, did you hire a
come later.
writer?
I'm
And
the
an
writer.
artist.
And an artist?
I'm
You
the
get-
writer and artist.
Let's go. Let's go through this.
But yeah, so here's the cover. Do have that nice new logo. If
It is nice.
if you're an indie comics creator, there's a lot of resources that Nate Picos at Blambot will let you use for free. Which I'm an indie creator.
Looking on the screen right here, I'm going to say the Dark Ages needs to be bolder.
Does it though?
It's very
Shall we
thin.
go to the side?
It's very thin.
Well, I think I want people to see Wesley the Robot
and
more.
then
so.
you're I think it's blending into the.
Oh
rest.
yeah. I didn't even see it was there on the little screen.
Well,
This is where I critique Aaron's work, and he loves it.
Now, could you make that font look a little bit more like it's wearing hammer pants?
the font more like it's wearing hammer pants. Well, I wanted the Wesley the Robot thing to really stand out. I didn't want to hammer too hard on the Dark Ages spot.
But I
there.
think you
You need to do something. Yeah, it's gone.
maybe I'm okay with that.
Then why don't you just get rid of it altogether?
Let's go on to something.
But check this out. I did the little box on
Yeah,
there,
nice.
like the Marvel when they used to put Spider-Man box art in there.
I forget how far behind we are.
Trying to make it a little
I'm
more
like, what
subtle.
is he talking? Okay, there it is now.
The little logo. You
Yeah,
know, where
yeah,
they-
it wasn't on the screen
And
yet. Yeah.
this was an idea.
I like that that inside front page too. He put all the 9 covers there.
Yeah, this was a Dave Chisholm idea. He was like, "Oh, 9 is the perfect number
Mm-hmm.
of covers to put inside a book because it fits very nicely."
That's why
into
there's
the
not
page."
10 issues and there's just the giant 9th issue.
That's
I
right.
see
That's
what
right.
you're
I
doing
crammed
there,
everything into
sir.
9 issues to get this. That's right.
It's great planning.
Well, eventually you start planning. Wesley the Robot. Here's the
Estate planning.
interior black and white page because now we're into the black and white section. I think that looks really nice in black and white too. I'm pretty happy with that. And then kayfabe, they're always talking about nice end
Another
pages.
$5.
I couldn't really do end pages because I didn't want to give up my color page to feature that. So I created my own kind of fake end pages.
How does that work with the seam? With of the spine of the book being so much thicker than a comic.
You might lose a little bit of margin in there, but it won't be too bad.
Okay. I just
And-
was
and
curious
that's-
if
and
you have to
that's-
go back and readjust things for that.
Well,
or
that's
if
why-
it's
that's why-
small enough that like you don't think about it too much.
It'll probably be fine, but that's why I do the proof too, so that way I can go back in and make those little tweaks.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
And then
because you've never published anything this thick.
Well, it's
correct.
It's like the puzzle covers that they always do that never line up for comics. So
Your puzzle covers
I was
lined up.
gonna say the last.
yeah, that one came out really good.
Yes, the last round of Spawn comics that came out, Scorched, Gunslinger, King Spawn, and regular Spawn, had 4-issue connecting variants. They were available both Virgin covers with no writing on them or regular, and it worked out perfectly. Martin ordered all the right copies. If you wanna see it-
Miraculously.
yeah, if you want to see
Good
it,
job,
just
Martin.
come in and bug me. I've got them in my box because it's my favorite thing to show customers now. It's so neat. I've never had a full set of connecting covers like that before, and they do line up way better than anything else I have. All the connecting Marvel things that I've grabbed over the years don't connect. You are exactly right, Aaron.
Well,
Did you see the Spawn one yet? Did I show that to you?
I think you did.
Okay.
I don't know if I saw all of it, but I think I saw most of them together. There might have been one that wasn't there yet.
Well, it's here
I
now,
don't
so you
recall.
get to see it after the podcast.
Okay. And I just want to feature this page here because it's dedicated to Teresa, Lucy, and Tootsie.
And who are they?
My wife, my
They're-
daughter, and my dog.
His reason for living.
Yes, that's right. And we got the little copyright thing here with that little square Pens and Petals logo. It says publishing since 2007, but it was publishing under the Azultron name.
Something else over. There we go.
What's that?
Oh, it's funny how you're on the for us. You're on the other image talking about.
Oh,
the-
yeah.
But it looks like you're pointing in time with what you're saying, so it looks like it's.
Yeah, it looks like it's in real time. And then a little snippet that I wrote for the first issue that I put back in there. And then the table of contents. I was going to do the Marvel 25th anniversary, but I ended up needing more space. And I just like the motif of using the cassette tape.
I think that's super clean, and you've used it before.
Yeah, it just fits. And it doesn't mean I can never do the 25th
It means
anniversary.
you can
Marvel.
never do the 25th, but you're willing to make that sacrifice to make this book the best it can be.
That's right. Because at a certain point, I've done so many extra illustrations and stuff. I'm getting to the point where it's like, I think it's enough. I think it's enough. And then I've got all of the covers in here. This will be in black and white in the.
Do you have to adjust that at all in regards to? Or
No.
I guess you could see it in the proof.
No,
and
no,
see if you-
because this is all margin that'll get cut. You know what I mean? Like when you see extra white on there, it's
Yeah.
because this is
Well, I'm gonna say you have to adjust it all because of the color, and you're printing that cover in black and white, or you think you just check it out in the proof and see how it looks and make adjustments as needed.
I may be able to just send it to them and they can just convert it all to black and
Which
white.
is what I
and
assume
print
that
it.
they would do. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's going to print. But I just would curious. Again, you've got color around there. Is it going to affect the black and white print?
Well, when I
look?
get it back,
Yeah.
I'll look at it and see if I need to make any changes to it.
That's what I'm trying to say, Martin.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say.
And then I've got all of this beautiful relettered.
We'll be the judge of that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lettering looks 1,000 times better.
Yeah, it just reads so much better.
And again, I want to take credit for this.
Basically, you should.
I was the one who years ago was like, hey, if you want some feedback, the book's great, your lettering is not great. And I can tell you a little bit about lettering because it's one of those things that I've studied. To which you immediately shut me down and said, Evan, you're a fool. Obviously, you don't know
That's not what
anything
I
about
said.
comics. No, this is what you said, word for word.
You slapped him.
You're a fool. You don't know anything about comics. How dare you come into my house and insult my artwork? And I was
And this
like,
is at the comic shop. I said, this is my house.
you did.
You did. It was weird because
Um,
it wasn't your house.
But and then I just remember like a year or two later, you're like, oh, well, and then I think it was maybe after the gentleman whose name from Rochester,
Clayton
I always
Coles.
forget, the Clayton Coles,
Who letters everything.
who letters everything, and kind of I think that resonated with you, like, oh, see, there's a professional at Marvel who's saying the same thing, and then I think when you saw how nice, how it really elevated those pages and panels, I'm glad you went back and relettered. I really am. I don't
It
like
w-
the
it
fact
was-
that you redrew everything. That
I
bothers
didn't
me a
redraw
bit,
everything.
but the lettering.
Just issue 2.
Just a lot of issue 2. Yeah, it was the most uneven issue. I think there's some of the very best illustration I've ever done in the whole series was in issue 2, and some of the worst illustration I did was in issue 2.
Some of it in the same drawing.
Maybe I don't know if you can provide an example of that. Maybe I would
No, I was
agree
just
with
being,
provide an
I was just being
example. Yeah, just
yeah, page 7, panel 2.
you. Page 7 is
It's
issue
awful
1,
and great.
but yeah, like there's some new sequences here. Just a lot of
What's the page you're happiest about redoing?
The page I'm happiest about redoing. Let's take a look through here.
No, these are just white pages. These don't.
Well, it's going to take a second to load. Excellent issue 1.
It's some of your best work you've ever done.
Yeah,
The blizzard
the white
scene.
page.
Yes, the fighting the polar bear in the blizzard.
Yep.
We're in Oswego now.
It's tough. I think some of the ones
I
that I
love that
redid I
cover.
like a lot. I think maybe the introduction of Beatrice, although that's not a terribly exciting
That was
page.
a good. Yeah, you made some nice changes to that though.
Like you definitely you feel more for the character and her relationship with Barnaby Deathcastle, and there's some good stuff going on there. I think I might like in terms of visual impact. Let me tell you what. Maybe it's this first page because look at this environment that I drew here, and then this environment with lighting effects. That took a long time to do.
Yeah, I can tell.
So maybe I'm most proud of that because it's
It reminds me
Me
of
too,
the,
Cecilia. Me too.
Ryan Otley Pentagon parking in rear joke, where it's Invincible whenever parking in rear. When
oh man.
Invincible would go to the Pentagon, it'd be this beautiful stat illustration of the Pentagon with no parking, and it would just have a sign that said parking in rear, so we didn't have to draw the cars. I like how there's
Yes.
3 parking spots here. It's great.
Yeah, it's just enough to let you know I can draw cars and move on. But I do also really like.
hard, by the way.
It's very hard because if you get one curve off, it looks wrong.
I had to cheat a bit when I did the drawing for.
Well, it would.
Jonathan.
Jonathan is his name.
But I really like the Wesley in this panel. I think that came out really good. Really happy with that. And there's a lot I thought changed up good. I amped up some gimmicks and created some more environments, but I think it works good. Here's one of the fake ads I did. This is actually Evan is the
hand model.
He's the hand model for this.
So
Unpaid,
we've been
of course.
doing a couple breakfasts lately. Although I don't think there's going to be a breakfast this week because I'm not going to be here Saturday, and John Weldon's not going to be here Saturday.
we're
either.
gonna
Oh,
be
then
out
how
of
are we
town
going
too.
to fill up the
Bummer.
garbage cans to overflowing?
Oh well, that's your job is to change the garbage. But we've been doing Wade's
Not
for
this week.
breakfast, and we've been doing we did bagels here a couple times, and so I got coffee from Stewart's, and it comes in the cube. And I was asked by Aaron, he's like, "Can you hold up the cube of coffee so I have reference?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And that's what it's turned into.
And it's loosely referencing the Game Genie ad for Game Gear, if you've ever
Nice.
seen that.
I can picture it in my head.
I was gonna try and copy it closer, but it's really a garish ad. Like a lot of the copy is just terrible. So I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it clean, and it's gonna look better in the end anyway. But I can show you some of the special features here too.
Yeah, let's go to the special features, Martin. Martin, tell us about your special features.
Not have any.
We've
Cecilia, what
got,
about your special features? Don't answer that.
We can get to the end here. I like using the Wesley logo, the little vector graphic, as an end cap. There's also one before the story starts.
Why is it so little?
What do you mean?
Should it be bigger?
I don't want it to overpower the conclusion of the
okay,
story.
Okay.
There, Evan, hold tight. There's going to be a giant Wesley logo in here that's going to be very.
And
Maybe
it's
I
gonna
don't
be
like-
it's gonna be hot lobster.
Maybe I don't like it in the center.
hot lobster.
A hot lobster.
You don't like it in the center,
Maybe it needs to be like a
like off to the side.
like a there or a there. I don't know.
Well, maybe we can think about it. But I put all of the interviews, the reviews that I put in here, like a review of Black Mouse Super Rainbow album that I got an advance copy of. In here, my interview with Todd Fink from The Faint, who's the lead singer of my favorite band, The Faint. That's basically when I stopped doing a ton of music blogging stuff. Is like once you interview the lead singer of your favorite band, where else is there to go?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've kind of accomplished what I set out to do. The drummer from Interpol, great band. The Casket Girls, their band that's kind of associated with Black Mouse Super Rainbow. Joe Stretch from the band Performance, an artist out of the UK. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, well,
I'm ready. I'll be more
Buckle up,
copy in
Buttercup.
hand.
The band We Are Performance. Performance is a great band. They should have been huge. I really like them a lot. Secret Machines. I did this article.
Secret Machines. Yes.
I did this article back
Secretion
in
Machines?
2008, and then I published the comic featuring this interview that was talking about this album that never came out. This album is now out. The Lizard, the Moth.
They were just waiting for that to be
The
published.
Secret Machines, the Lizard, and the Moth. And after I republished this, that's when they announced they were coming back, which was pretty cool. I had nothing to do with that, but it just
You had
feels like good
everything to do with
synergy.
that.
Berenstain, really fun synth pop. A friend of mine, Elliot Townsend, did the article here about Ghost World. And so I got some Ghost World movie fan art in there, which I thought was cool. Power Nerd, it's a good band. Le Couleur, like a Montreal synth punk or synth funk kind of thing. All Teeth and Knuckles, kind of like a quasi rap party band. Abso Facto.
So what you're telling us is you've interviewed a few bands.
Yeah, Abso Facto's blowing up. They can hear his stuff on 95X. Longwave, it's a band originally from Rochester. Yeah, but they got a lot of bands here. And then I concluded the interviews with this interview I did with Jacob Thiele from The Faint, who sadly passed away. So I thought it was good to end on that one.
And on the dead guy.
Well, you know, as some respect. Also my favorite band, too. And then we've got the gallery in here. We've got some drawings of Wesley I did over the years. Jonathan Kosiuba, who did sketches of people that people wanted with purchases of his book. Kevin Delgado, who did the variant cover for issue 9. Here's just the inks. This is an exclusive here. I haven't released this anywhere yet.
Caetano.
Yeah, Caetano did some artwork about Wesley here in color. It'll
Did
be
you do the
black and white in
colors
book.
for you too?
Yeah,
I don't remember it being colored.
yeah, he did the colors too. Tony Farrow, another guy who's in the Kayfabe group, who I like his work a lot. We've got Amy Lovick, who did some Wesley art early on. And then the name of this might be familiar to you.
Hack Job Coy, yep.
Yeah, Evan Coy has some artwork in there too. We've got some ads in here for some other things. I re-edited redesigned the article that was in the Oswego County Business monthly or quarterly. Put that stuff together here. And here's your giant Wesley head.
All right, see, that's what I want.
You want that at the end?
I want it in all the pages. Although it would overpower that, you're right.
He just wants Wesley head.
I just want giant Wesley head.
Fair enough. And here, I picked another panel from early on in the book to be the end pages. So it's when Wesley comes to life and wants to dance. I thought that would be a good end page to leave off on. And it'll all be cropped too. It'll just be giant. And
Let's get to let's do the back cover real quick, and then we'll go home.
Yeah, if I do sketches in the book, they'll be on this page because I can write somebody in the label there and then do a sketch.
I like that.
And
Very
then,
smart.
well, you know, I try to think. And then this back cover, I was really happy with how this came out. It's kind of a looser ink style, but I think it's got some energy. So I didn't go back in and make it tighter. Use some nice halftones. I went with the lines because I just thought it looked better than the dots. Just played around with Clip Studio a little bit.
Let's see the back cover.
Oh, the back cover? Okay.
This is the good stuff. This is we've slogged through. I'm waking you up to let you know we've
I was just
slogged
reading.
through 15 minutes of this book to get to the real good stuff here. And now these are all true quotes.
I wonder if we can do full screen. Or actually, I'll just zoom in super far, and that should keep it clear enough. All right. There we go. You can read that easily.
Wesley's one of my favorite indie characters, easily. Nick Cognetti, Pink Lemonade, Zeno.
It's a real quote. I sent him issue 9, a PDF of it, and he wrote a bunch of nice things about it.
Aaron Lee is doing the Lord's work. Scott McCloud, and I was there for this. Understanding Comics, Zot the Sculptor. I was there for this. He did tell Aaron that he was doing the Lord's work in no relation to his comics, but in relation to his middle school art teaching. So
Yes. But he did say that.
Eric Larson, I got this one for you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Eric was just
shocking.
he was just looking for. He went to his local comic shop, which I believe is like that doesn't matter.
San Fran?
Someplace in Berkeley. But he was a bunch of indie comics were being showcased of like local artists. So then I tagged Eric and something that said, "Oh, this is our local shop, and we've got an indie creator here." And he replied, "Excellent!"
With an
With
exclamation
an
point.
exclamation point.
I thought it might have been a period. I had to go back and check. Exclamation point.
Good art. Jim Rugg, Hulk Grand Design Street Angel. More
There it is.
kayfabe stuff.
There it is. I have that YouTube video ripped off. I think they took it down, but not before I ripped it from the web. So they said a bunch of nice things about my comics, and I will never let them forget it.
I want this. And that's Michael Caley. No, it's Michael Avon
has never said
Oming,
that.
Powers and Blue Book.
That was in,
besmirch your good name.
that was in regards to a very strange page in the book where a horse is charging at people, and there's a woman with a bubble wand just making bubbles in the street. and there's no words. It's just the horse getting crazier and crazier, and the woman just making more bubbles. And he wrote, "I want this on my wall," and
Wow.
I wrote, "This can be arranged," and he just didn't respond.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Martin, your thoughts?
On what?
What you were reading?
Oh, it's not that good.
Yeah.
It's very wordy. I do have an update though.
Yeah.
You made the Batman?
So we have a new record for assembling the store's copy of the Batman puzzle. It took the podcasters 6.5 days to do it last time.
It wasn't that long.
No, it was, well,
It was
once I swooped in, it
two
was-
and a half days, I bet.
no, it was one day. It was less than 24 hours. We got it done. But the new record is 3 hours. So if anyone wants to
really?
try and beat it, go for it. That was with 2 people. So
Well,
it's
you really
available
can't
at the
count me out.
store along with some other puzzles.
That was a great puzzle when I had COVID and I was stuck in my house for a week. Evan dropped me off one of those, and I got right to work on it. It took me pretty much the entire time I was out. So
I have no recollection of that.
you did, yeah. You dropped off a bag full of assorted stuff for my house and housemates at the time.
Oh, yeah. No, I do remember that. Okay. That was when you were at the other place.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Have we suffered enough?
I don't know. Aaron's still flipping pages on something.
Is me talking about my work really that painful?
Well, only when I realized that
You can't
this is
see it.
that. Well, first of all, we can't see anything that's going on even
Yeah.
on the screen. It's too small.
Yep.
And then I realized that I'm gonna have to do this whole thing all over again when it gets printed.
I do feel like it's tough when you go on a long tear and those guys have a hard time seeing
can't see
things.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the tough part.
Well, it'll be better when I have proof copies because I can just
Exactly.
hand you a proof
That is
to
true.
flip through. Because I'm
and we
I'm
can
not
do the
just gonna get
same
one.
podcast again
That's fine.
and again and again.
Most of
maybe-
the people who listen just have really horrible memories anyway.
Yeah, but I have a plan now for a Kickstarter. I think I know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just tell me it's not December 31st because I'm busy that day.
Yeah. I have a meeting.
It's my birthday too.
Oh, we're celebrating her mom's birthday this year.
Yeah. No, actually,
Yeah.
we're all going to be at Cecilia's
Yeah.
mom's.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about launching it on December 31st because you get a
what a
little
weird
social,
coincidence.
you
I
get a
did not-
social
I
media
didn't
bump.
know that.
I think I might have told you already.
No, you
Um,
didn't. Trust me. I'm just.
I mean, I don't listen to me, but that sounds like a terrible day for me.
Oh, really?
Like, I feel like aren't people doing things?
Not
and then-
anymore.
I don't know.
I feel like if you maybe did it like January 2nd, I don't know.
He has. There is a reasoning behind it.
Don't listen to me though. I don't know the science behind that.
Well, I don't know 100% if it'll work, but there tends to be a social media bump
Yeah, on your own birthday.
on your birthday, especially on Facebook.
Oh, because I'm just thinking of the date, but yeah, for your
Yeah.
birthday. Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that does make all the sense. in the
Yeah,
world.
so because it drives a lot of attention to your stuff, and then I can say, how people try to drive money to charity or some noble cause on their birthday.
And we say screw charity here.
I'm
at
not
the comic
doing any
shop.
of that.
Yeah, no, screw charity.
I'm saying buy my book. So I'm going to send out some proofs. Yeah, so it's getting really real. It's getting really
His
real.
daughter is going to eventually need to go to college. Would you just buy one of his books, please? Jeez.
That's
For the
right.
love of God.
That's right. And I might even send her to SUNY Oswego. It's a good school. It's right here.
Cecilia
We may have to
laughing
fact check this. We don't fact check anything on the
I
podcast.
love Cecilia just burst
it
out.
worked
into
out for me.
laughter over
She
there.
had a lot of her classmates go to SUNY Oswego to drink away their education.
Well, if you take it seriously.
Oh yeah, well yeah, take it seriously. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But that's not why the frat boys come to little old Oswego, unfortunately.
That's true. But if you're a little square like me and you work hard, eventually it'll work out.
No.
No?
it won't.
No.
You'll
It
end up on
won't.
this
It won't.
podcast.
Take
Clearly,
us
you
home.
ended up on this podcast. No, it's not
not
good.
going to work. Take us home.
You've been listening to the Oswego Comic Shop Does a Podcast with me, Aaron Z. Lee, a Michael Phelps impersonator.
Evan Coy, sad sack and old. We're here with very special guest
Martin Kinney in Aaron's house,
and regular guest star.
Michael Callie.
And
showing up a
Cecilia.
half hour late yet again.
Absolutely.
No, have a good
On
day,
time.
everybody.